You ever see someone take their first bite of fire noodles and instantly regret all their life decisions? The red face, the hiccups, the silent prayer to every known deity? Yeah, that's Buldak Ramen, the so-called fire chicken noodles that somehow turned a humble Korean snack into an international endurance sport. But what if I told you that the madness isn't random? That the pain, the sweat, even that weird craving for a second bowl, all of it is the result of pure, calculated food science. Let's unpack how one packet of noodles became a global cultural event that burns and blesses people in equal measure. Somewhere in South Korea, tucked inside a spotless industrial maze, lies the heart of this fiery empire. Picture it: enormous silver vats humming, conveyor belts carrying clouds of steam, and workers who look more like engineers than chefs. Because honestly, they are. The first ingredient in this insanity? Wheat, but not just any wheat. High-gluten wheat. The kind that gives the noodles that irresistible chewy bite. The spiciness, later on, only works if the noodles can carry it. Too soft, and it turns into sludge. Too stiff, and it's like eating rope. They mix the flour with water, salt, and something called kansui, basically alkaline magic, that gives the noodles their yellow tint and bouncy texture. Think of it like ramen Botox. It keeps things tight and springy. The dough is mixed for exactly 12 minutes, not 11, not 13, just 12. Long enough to develop gluten bonds that give the noodles strength, but short enough to keep them tender. Every second counts. Somewhere, there's a technician watching a timer like it's a bomb about to go off. Once mixed, the dough heads into massive rollers. They flatten it layer after layer, turning chunky slabs into delicate golden sheets. Each pass through the rollers adds elasticity, structure, and that silky smoothness you feel when slurping them later. It's like a mechanical ballet, hypnotic, precise, and all choreographed to the rhythm of pure obsession. When those sheets are thin enough, they move on to slicing. Razor-sharp blades zip through them like lasers, cutting perfect ribbons exactly 1.3 millimeters wide. Why 1.3? Because, according to noodle science, that's the sweet spot. Thick enough to cling to sauce, but thin enough to cook evenly. The strands fall from the blades in endless golden streams, the calm before the storm. But right now, they're just dough. The spice apocalypse hasn't arrived yet. Before that, the noodles take a steam bath. They're sent through long tunnels of 100-degree vapor for precisely 90 seconds. That process locks in the starch and protein structure, so the noodles hold their shape later when you pour boiling water over them. It's like preloading them with resilience. Then they're cooled by tunnels of circulating air, each gust carefully controlled to prevent sogginess or cracking. It's a miracle of timing. A noodle spa, really. Now comes the transformation. Those freshly steamed noodles are dunked into giant vats of shimmering palm oil heated to nearly 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The sound alone could make any chef cry. It's a deep hiss, a flash fry symphony. The goal here isn't just to crisp them up, it's to build microscopic air pockets inside each strand. That's why your instant noodles spring back to life the moment they touch hot water. They've been engineered to be sponges. Crunchy little miracles that hydrate perfectly in just 4 minutes. The frying lasts exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds. No more, no less. Go over that, and they're too tough. Under it, and they'll spoil faster. By the time they come out, they look like the familiar golden waves you see in every packet. Dry, structured, ready to hold the chaos that's coming. Because now, we move from engineering to dark magic, the sauce. Somewhere else in the factory, in a room that feels more like a science lab than a kitchen, a team of food alchemists are mixing together what might be the world's most addictive punishment. It starts with gochugaru, Korean red chili flakes. But this isn't just one kind of pepper. Oh no, they blend multiple varieties together, like a DJ layering beats. One for the initial sting, another for the slow burn backfire that hits later, and one more for that slightly sweet, smoky flavor that makes you keep eating even when your tongue's begging for mercy. Then come the aromatics: garlic, ginger, fermented soybean paste, sugar, and about 20 more spices they'll never publicly name. The mix gets heated, stirred, and simmered until it turns into that thick, glossy red paste that looks innocent until it touches your mouth. The heat level isn't guessed, it's calculated. Around 4,400 Scoville units. Hot enough to make you sweat, not so hot that you can't finish. But here's where things get sneaky. They use flavor compounds that don't actually raise the heat. They just trick your brain into thinking it's hotter. It's like eating an optical illusion, but for your mouth. You think you're dying, but technically you're fine. Well, mostly fine. And because this is Korea, where precision is practically a national art, every single batch of sauce gets tested for consistency. They have professional taste panels whose job is literally to eat these noodles and rate the burn. Imagine waking up and knowing your shift involves spice testing for science. The noodles themselves also face a brutal series of tests. Machines bite them to check resistance. Timers measure rehydration down to the second. The goal? Perfection. Every packet has to cook in exactly 4 minutes. No faster, no slower. The texture must land somewhere between soft enough to chew and firm enough to fight back a little. Because that balance, weirdly, makes the suffering enjoyable. Then comes packaging, a whole other psychological operation. You've seen those black bags with fiery graphics, right? They're not just designed to look cool. That black and red combo screams danger, intensity, and thrill. It's marketing that whispers, "Go on, we dare you." And of course, everyone wants to be the person who takes that dare. Each bag contains a perfectly measured 16 grams of sauce, the precise amount needed to coat one block of noodles without drowning it. Machines fill, seal, and stack 50,000 of those packets every single hour. 50,000 tiny invitations to chaos. And that's how it all begins. From wheat fields to sauce labs, from calm engineering to culinary chaos. What started as a humble comfort food now carries the same energy as a viral challenge, a test of courage, a global meme with a side of noodles. But the story's just heating up. Because once these black packets hit store shelves, the internet did what the internet does best and turned pain into content. Once those black packets hit the shelves, the chaos really began. At first, it was just a fun new instant noodle in Korea. A little hotter than usual, a little daring, something you'd eat with friends to show off. But then the internet found it, and everything changed. Someone, somewhere, decided to record themselves eating it. The result? 5 minutes of coughing, sweating, and regret that racked up 1 million views. And just like that, a legend was born. The Fire Noodle Challenge started spreading faster than the sauce itself. Suddenly, people across the globe were sitting in front of cameras, red-faced, gasping for air, shouting, "It's not that bad," before reaching for milk like their life depended on it. That's when Buldak noodles stopped being food and became content. They weren't just something you ate, they were something you experienced. And the beauty of it? You didn't need fancy ingredients or skills. Just a packet, boiling water, and a bad decision. Celebrities jumped in next. Streamers, vloggers, entire families tried to outlast the burn. One person even tried finishing them blindfolded. Another mixed 3 packets together, just to see what would happen. Spoiler, nothing good. Each challenge was like watching a gladiator match, but with more tears and less armor. And the company behind it all, Samyang, didn't just sit back and watch. They doubled down. Literally. they released hotter versions: 2 times spicy, 3 times spicy, and the infamous nuclear edition that looked like it was brewed in the depths of a volcano. Every new level of pain became a new wave of videos. People lined up to suffer, laugh, and share it with the world. The numbers exploded. Samyang's sales shot up from a local comfort food brand to a global powerhouse moving hundreds of millions of packets a year. What was once a late-night snack in Seoul turned into a cultural symbol, the international badge of bravery for anyone with a camera and questionable judgment. But behind all the chaos, there's something weirdly beautiful about it. Because, think about it, how often does food connect people this way? No matter who you are or where you're from, the reaction is universal. One bite, pure panic, then laughter. It's a shared language made of spice, tears, and endorphins. And yes, science backs that part too. When you eat something painfully spicy, your brain goes into fight or flight mode. Your body thinks you're in danger. So next time you tear open that black packet and smell that familiar blast of chili and soy, remember, you're not just cooking noodles. You're stepping into a worldwide phenomenon, a ritual of heat, humor, and shared suffering that connects millions. And maybe that's what makes it so special, because deep down, beyond the pain and laughter, it reminds us that sometimes the best experiences are the ones that hurt a little. So if you ever find yourself with a steaming bowl of fire noodles, go ahead, hit record, take that first bite, and join the club. Just maybe have some milk nearby. If this story lit you up, drop a like, share your own spicy disaster in the comments, and stick around for more behind-the-scenes stories from the world's most fascinating foods. Because sometimes, the best inventions start with a little heat and a lot of madness.